Hello again. There are renewed hopes, the conflict in Southern Cameroon will be resolved. Pro-independence leaders have received support from the U.S. Senate. We speak now to pro-independent leadership member Tabayang Echu. Mr. Echu, thank you very much for joining us this afternoon. So this intervention from the United States, what does it essentially mean for Southern Cameroon?
Thank you. Before I get into the conversation, thank you so much for giving us a platform to have a conversation with your viewers. I think the resolution 684 from the United States Senate sent a very strong message both to the government of Cameroon and to the pro-independent movement that it is very, very necessary for us to engage in a genuine and inclusive dialogue, that the violence that is actually ongoing would no longer be tolerated.
So Resolution 684, which has been passed by the U.S. Senate, condemns violence and human rights violations, but the situation has been escalating for a number of years now, and some would very well say that it's been out of control. What hopes that this will actually do anything for the people of Southern Cameroon?
I agree with that assessment, and I think it is very necessary for us to understand that this is not the first time that the U.S. is putting out resolutions, and that this is not the first time that the U.S. is putting out resolutions of this nature. But this threat that sanctions, targeted sanctions, which is something that we have advocated for too long, are part of this resolution, and a call directly to France, which is the colonial master of the French-speaking La République du Cameroun, to be involved and to take their responsibility in committing the government of Cameroon into a genuine dialogue. The call for genuine and inclusive dialogue completely dismisses the charade that was done in Yaoundé that was called the Grand National Dialogue. That goes further to send a message to the people in Cameroon that the conflict is not going to be resolved by the half-big measures that they have put forward so far.
We understand, according to reports, that over 1 million people have been displaced, some 20,000 people dead in that conflict in southern Cameroon. What sort of interventions have we seen from bodies within the continent, the likes of the African Union, perhaps in trying to resolve the situation in the Cameroons?
In a conversation about resolutions that have been passed by the U.S. Senate, I would have felt that the continental organizations, particularly the African Union, or even the parliament in South Africa, the parliament in Nigeria, some of the big boys in the house should have been leading this whole crusade to bring peace and a resolution of this crisis, which we know, and I think any diplomat or any person who has been following the situation should have known that the root causes of this crisis stem from the incomplete decolonization of the former British Trust Territory of Southern Cameroon. And even though we celebrate Resolution 684, it is stunning what was not mentioned in the resolution, that you have the leadership of this resolution that was adopted in Nigeria in 2018 and illegally sent to Cameroon, and they were tried by a military tribunal and sentenced to life imprisonment and given hefty fines. That this entire revolution completely found it convenient not to even mention. So the struggle or the conflict in Cameroon is kind of an afterthought to the international community. You mentioned the numbers. Look at the situation. Close to 20,000 people dead. Thousands in squalid living conditions in refugee camps in Nigeria. Close to 1 million people internally displaced. And even the UN itself is intimating that close to 3 million people are facing hunger and starvation. The situation is dire. And if you have the chance to be on the ground in Southern Cameroon, you will realize that a lot of our streets are littered with dead bodies. The stench of death has engulfed most of our communities. So we really think that it is time for the African Union, some of the stronger African communities, the African government, should pay strict attention to what is happening in that region, because it is a very dangerous situation. The Gulf of Guinea is very critical as far as security is concerned in that region. And if the situation in Cameroon explodes to levels that could not be contained, it is going to spill over in Nigeria. There are almost 6 million Nigerians in Southern Cameroon and the rest of Cameroon. Imagine the influx of Nigerian refugees returning back to Nigeria if that conflict escalates. And we're getting to that point right now. So it is very critical that the international bodies, particularly those that are in the continent, should take the lead and not continue to allow the Western governments that most of us who are Pan-Africanists, always criticize, that they come in and try to impose on the way things should be done in the continent. So we think that this crisis should be an opportunity for the continental bodies to take the lead.
Member of the pro-independent leadership in Southern Cameroon, Mr. Tabanyang Echu, thank you very much for your time.